Hey guys, it's Jackie, Editor-in-Chief of Skincare.com, and I'm here today with Board Certified Dermatologist Dr. Shari Marchbein, and we are here in honor of Cerave's National Cleanse Your Skin Week, and we're going to clean up some common misconceptions about cleansing, because something that has gone from being such a simple, non-negotiable in skincare has become so overwhelming.
Overwhelming and complicated.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So I guess let's just start off by explaining, why is cleansing so important in skincare?
So one of the things that's always surprising to me when I talk to my patients is the fact that not everybody cleanses their skin. It's always, surprising that people go to bed without washing off their makeup, or they get up in the morning and they're not washing again. It's really important. It's one of the basic things that we do to care for our skin. We have pores, they can get clogged, we accumulate dirt, bacteria, oil, pollution during the course of the day. So it's really important to wash that off. That all contributes to aging of the skin, breaking down your collagen. So we want to maintain good skin health, and cleansing is an essential component.
Awesome. So what would you say are some of the top misconceptions about cleansing that you see in your practice?
A lot. I think people are really confused about how to cleanse and what the best way to cleanse is. And I think one of them is, do I have to wash my face twice a day? Most dermatologists recommend washing twice a day. However, not everybody needs to do that. So if you're somebody like me, I've got actually acne and eczema, so sort of that oily skin that's also sensitive. It's often good to wash twice a day, but you want to make sure that you're using a very gentle cleanser. So Cerave is one of my go-to products. I mean, it's been in my medicine cabinet forever because it's great for sensitive skin, but also is fragrance-free and non-comedogenic, so it's not going to clog your pores. So do I have to wash once or twice a day? Usually we recommend twice a day. The most important part of that is nighttime. At the end of the day, we've had all this oil and dirt and pollution on our skin, and we have to make sure that we're rinsing that off. If you're somebody like me who uses a nighttime routine with a retinoid for anti-aging and for acne, you want to wash that off again in the morning, and using something like either a foaming facial cleanser. I love foaming washes, but this is a really personal preference, so I like something that kind of lathers, but some people like a creamy hydrating wash. So whether it's the hydrating cleanser or the foaming, these are great options. If you are more sensitive skin, I would stick with a hydrating cleanser. If you're somebody like me who's maybe a little bit more oily or wears heavier makeup, then you're going to want to maybe go with a foaming cleanser.
Okay, awesome. Now, speaking of picking the formula of cleanser, because there are so many options right now, should somebody look for something geared to their skin type, their skin concerns, or can they really just kind of go and choose anything?
I think the best thing to stick with is something that says gentle or ultra gentle. That's important for everybody. Again, we're putting a lot of products on our skin and on our face, so washing off with something that's gentle or ultra gentle is important. The great thing about Cerave is that it has ceramides and hyaluronic acid. So again, really, really great for sensitive skin, but also moisturize as well. And if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of time or you don't want to wash, you can even use something like a cleansing cloth or micellar water, which I love and I think a lot of people love using. You need a cotton ball or like a cotton pad to do that, and it can either be the first step in your routine where you take your makeup off that way. You can even do it before the gym if you're exercising. So it can be the first step, and then you wash with either like a hydrating or a foaming cleanser, or it can just be all that you do. If you're sensitive skin or you don't wear a lot of makeup, that could be your only step.
So now if that's your only step, it's not just kind of a one and done. Sometimes you have to use additional pads in order to get everything off.
Right, and I think importantly, start at the center of your face, make sure that you work your way out, and don't forget your hairline and jawline, because you don't want to leave on your makeup. You don't want to end up with oil and dirt kind of around the hair and the jawline area, so go back and do that. I also think that eye makeup sometimes requires a little bit extra, so you can use maybe the micellar wash or the cleansing cloth, and then if you need to for your eye makeup, use like a foaming or hydrating cleanser afterwards. So really, everybody is different. I think people have preferences. Some people like something that foams, some people like a creamy. Just depends who you are in the rest of your skincare routine.
So one of the cleansers that we're seeing coming back into the space is bar soap. But I think there's a lot of misconceptions about bar soap, because for the longest time, we've thought of them as being very harsh, stripping our skin of moisture, but in today's day and age, they've changed quite a bit.
They have changed a lot, and they can be used for face and body, which is really nice. Bar soaps, I think, also are becoming very popular because we have a lot of kind of eco-friendly, eco-conscious, members of society who don't want to have to discard something or worry about recycling. So the bar is sort of one and done. When you've used it, it's gone. You can recycle the packaging, and it's a lot less sort of stress or footprint on the environment. The nice thing about this bar soap, and I happen to love bar soaps, is that it has Cerave moisturizing cream in it. So it's very moisturizing and hydrating, which is important. Again, it goes along with using a gentle cleanser and sticking to a gentle hydrating skincare routine.
Okay. Now, even if a cleanser has sort of hydrating qualities to it, would you still have to follow up with a moisturizer or a lotion when you are done?
So, couple of things about that. Number one, in the morning, yes, absolutely, because we always want to use a sunscreen. So the easiest thing for me is putting on a moisturizer with sunscreen immediately afterwards.
Okay.
The second thing is many of us, especially as we get older, need that extra moisture in our skin. So at nighttime, I love throwing on a heavy creamy moisturizer, like the Cerave moisturizing cream is one of my favorites, and I kind of douse myself with that before bed. And then in the morning, always a moisturizer with sunscreen, which also protects us from sun damage, pollution. I mean, there's so many good things that a sunscreen does, but I do it in a moisturizer. And you don't have to be worried. If you're an oily person or somebody with acne, a lot of patients are worried about, like, can I use a moisturizer or should I not? Well, a lot of the products that we put on our skin are irritating, and you need a moisturizer to help combat that. And then again, you want to get your sunscreen on. So as long as you're using something that's oil-free and non-comedogenic, you're good to go.
Awesome. So we have a question from one of the people that are watching right now. Savannah has asked us, if you don't wear makeup, do you still have to cleanse at the end of the day?
Yes, you do. So makeup is not the only thing that's sitting on your skin. Dirt, pollution, bacteria, oil, all these things get produced both from the environment and also from your skin and the pores and the oil glands every day. So it's really important to wash. Remember, the most important step is to wash at nighttime. I do recommend twice a day, but if you're particularly sensitive skin, or if you don't put any products on at night, I think once a day at nighttime would be okay. You can sometimes skip the morning wash.
So now pollution seems to be a big hot topic.
Pollution is a huge
touched on
hot
it a couple
topic,
times now. What can pollution really do to our skin? How can it affect our skin? Because I think whether we are living in a city, an urban area, or even if we're in a suburban area, like, it still is out there.
It's everywhere. We know that there's, diminishment of the ozone layer. It's a huge problem, and it is becoming a topic that we're talking about, which I really love. Yeah. Pollution can do things kind of short-term and long-term. So in the short term, it can often make your pores look larger, it can make your skin look lackluster and a little bit more dull. It can cause acne. Long-term, it actually can cause oxidative stress and break down your collagen and cause fine lines and wrinkles. So it's really important to help kind of prevent damage from pollution and to make sure that you're washing it off every day. These little microparticles get into your pores, and so if you're not washing it off, you may end up with some of those skin issues that you don't want. That being said, I don't recommend over scrubbing or over washing to try and clean out every pore. That's damaging too, and some people over scrub and they clean too much. So stick to the twice a day. You don't need to use harsh products that necessarily scrub or clean out every pore. Be gentle with your skin, but it is important to kind of rinse that off, and using a sunscreen in the morning is important, doing a moisturizer at night, and then cleansing twice a day. Those are like the backbone steps of any good skincare routine.
The non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables. Yeah. I think if you're going to have 3 steps, those are them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have another reader question from Courtney. What does it take to be more involved? Evening cleansing or cleansing before applying makeup in the morning? So what is more important, would you say? So the evening cleansing.
I think the evening cleansing, no question about it. Like, one of the greatest crimes to commit is sleeping with your makeup on. So you have
all guilty of it every once in a while.
You've all done it at some point, but you want to make sure that you're washing off before bedtime. You don't have to do it the second that you come in, but I think it's important to do it. Get off all the dirt and everything else from the course of the day, your makeup, and wash in the morning. If, again, you do an extensive evening routine, you may want to rinse that off again in the morning. I think it's a good idea. And so using your gentle cleanser in the morning and then doing a sunscreen and then put on your makeup is important, but nighttime is definitely the most, if I had to choose.
Oh, this is a great question from Jessica. How should your skin feel after cleansing? Sometimes kind of people are feeling very dry and tight after their cleansing.
Too much.
Means it's too harsh, right?
It's the same thing that we say about hair. Like, when you wash your hair, it should not be like squeaky clean and feel dry and brittle. If your skin feels like that, you are stripping away very important kind of oils and fats that are essential to keeping the skin healthy. So no, you do not want it to feel dry or flaky or irritated. It's one of the reasons putting on a moisturizer right after washing is important, but it's also the reason that using a very gentle skincare routine, again, like all of these CeraVe products, is very, very important.
Awesome. So, this is a good one. This was actually a question I was just about to ask
you.
Brooke has asked us.
That's my middle name, by the way. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Brooke. Does the temperature of the water you wash your face with matter? I think, we all know avoid the super hot temperatures because they can be drying, but like, does that mean that we go with cold, warm? What should we do?
So here, I can't wash my face with cold water. So even if somebody told me to wash my face with cold water, I'd be like, no, I can't do it. It's uncomfortable. Hot water is not so great. Super hot water is not so great for a couple of reasons. Number one, when something is super hot, if you've ever tried to wash your hands with super hot water, you do it for 2 seconds and you pull your hand out. And the reason is because it's hot and uncomfortable.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we're washing off all of our makeup and the dirt and the oil. So if you wash with super hot, you're not going to do it long enough to actually make that count. I think somewhere in like a warm water, something that's comfortable to use, where you're able to sort of rinse long enough that you're getting off all of the cleanser as well as the makeup would be important.
Okay, perfect. Another question, and this is something we were talking about before we got started today, which was the option of double cleansing.
Double cleansing.
So,
such a hot topic.
What is the difference between oil-based cleansers and water-based cleansers? How do you do the double cleanse? How does somebody get started? Because this is a huge hot topic.
It's a huge hot topic, and also we could talk about it for an hour because it's such a hot topic. So I'm going to stick to the basics. Double cleansing is exactly what it sounds like. It is cleansing twice, but it's using 2 different things to cleanse. There's a first step and a second step. So the first step would be removing like your base layer of sort of like dirt and oil and makeup. And so using something like the Cerave cleansing cloth would be amazing, or doing the micellar wash. Those are great first steps when you're double cleansing, and it gets off a lot of sort of the grime from the day.
Okay.
The second step, and by the way, I do not think that double cleansing is essential for everybody.
Okay.
I think it's good for people who wear really heavy makeup or who have oily skin, or just need something even that particular day to like feel more clean.
Okay.
But I don't think it's always essential, and if you have sensitive skin, probably best to skip it.
Okay.
So those are a great first step. And then the second step would be following up with either a foaming or a hydrating cleanser to get off everything else, all of the other impurities. So that, in a nutshell, is double cleansing. If you are someone who's not acne prone, you could certainly do an oil-based cleanser, but keep in mind that micellar water is little oil beads within a soft water. So in essence, it's acting as that to remove dirt and impurities. But you could do an oil-based cleanser if you're somebody who's not necessarily acne prone. I don't love oil-based cleansers if you've got very oily or acne prone skin, but certain oils are okay in that capacity.
Okay, great.
It's just sort of like knowing your skin.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about the micellar water. Like, how does it exactly work? 'Cause I think that that's a misconception. It's not water.
It is not water at all, but it looks like water, but when you touch it, it feels different than water. This is a great thing. We often have this in our office for patients who want to remove their makeup because it's extremely gentle. So micellar water is made up of micelles, which are these teeny tiny little spheres of basically oil, and it's surrounded by water. So it's oil in water, and it really gently and beautifully removes makeup and dirt, but you do need to use some sort of device to put it on your skin. So again, a cotton ball or a cotton pad would be perfect for this, and then things just kind of wipe off.
And just not being too harsh.
Don't be too, this is great for like super sensitive skin, but again would make a good first step in a double cleanse routine.
Okay, and I guess the harshness of everything, that probably goes around the board. How much pressure should you really be putting on your skin when you are cleansing? Because we're using our hands. I think a lot of people feel like they need to really get in there.
But it's literally fingertips. I do everything kind of in a circular motion with fingertips, and whether you're somebody who likes creamy or you like to lather it, just very, very gentle. Again, I think this goes back to like making things more complicated than it needs to be. You know, when I wash, it's a matter of 30 seconds, and when I pat my face, if there's no makeup on it, I'm good to go. You know, when I pat and the towel is clean. So I think everything should go back to being really gentle. No need to like overstrip or be harsh with our skin, because that's just going to cause more irritation.
Okay, now that you just hit on something that I've actually always wondered personally. So when you pat your face and the towel is clean, now what happens if you pat your face and the towel is not clean and you haven't gotten everything? What would you recommend doing then? Going back with the wipe, going back with the micellar water?
I guess it depends what you use.
Again, probably wouldn't be the right fit?
No, I would actually.
Okay.
I would do, you could wash again with the same cleanser that you did,
Okay.
or that goes back to like, you might be a better person to double cleanse, where
Okay.
you do like a wipe or the micellar water first, and then you do your gentle cleanser afterwards.
Because I have ruined many a hotel towel.
Right.
Because I'm
Yeah.
not.
Especially when you're wearing
Yes.
maybe heavier makeup for an event.
Right.
That's a great time to double cleanse. And you don't need to use harsh products to do it. Everything can be gentle, but it's a matter of sort of combining them in the right way.
Okay, awesome. We have another question from
Great.
Savannah. Do you recommend the micellar water or makeup wipes as the first layer of cleansing? So which would you say somebody should go to more often, or does it just depend on their preferences?
I think this is totally preference dependent.
Okay.
I happen to love the Cerave cleansing cloths. They do not leave a film. If you try, you know, there are some cleansing wipes that sometimes leave a film or will sting. I don't find that to be the case. I think these are really, really nice to use and feel good on the
Right.
skin. But some people don't want to use a cleansing cloth and they want to do the micellar water. They, to me, are fairly equivalent. I love that these are great for traveling. Like, this is great to throw on your bag to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Or if you're traveling somewhere, it's just so easy to do. Whereas like the micellar water, it's fabulous, but you do need that kind of extra step with the cotton. So this might be great if you're somewhere traveling, or if you just love a cloth. We were, you know, some patients go to bed right after they get home and they're just exhausted. So I'll say, put a cleansing cloth next to your bed and just wipe off. So at least you're getting off sort of the dirt in your makeup from the day. It's really easy to use these, but that is a personal preference. I don't think that there's a right or wrong here. And again, taking away some of the confusion about cleansing, do what you like and do what feels good for you. That's part of it. Is like, keep it simple, but do what you really love doing.
So then going into that, there are now probably so many cleansers available to us. Does price point really matter? Do we need to go out there and shell out all this money on an expensive cleanser, or can we really just walk into the drugstore and find something that's suitable for our skin type that is safe and gentle and effective?
I love this question, and this is one of the things that I talk about all the time with my patients. There's so many amazing over-the-counter products, and you walk into any drugstore and just the brands have just incredibly escalated in their quality. And so nothing that I use is beyond a drugstore brand. I think that you can have incredible, beautiful, really healthy skin at a very affordable price. And that's the wonderful thing about Cerave. It's why I've been using it for so long, because I love it. Again, I've got both eczema and acne, and so it's sort of tailored for my sensitive but oily skin, and so everything I tolerate, and it doesn't clog my pores and it doesn't make me break out. And so you don't need to spend a lot of money, especially not on a cleanser. That stuff you just wash off.
Right.
I'm like, you don't have to spend a fortune on that. You just need a really good, high quality product.
Do you see any other misconceptions about cleansing or the skincare routine in general through your practice?
I think one of the ones is, do I have to wear sunscreen every day? And the answer is yes. Even in the winter, even on a cloudy day, because I still get that a lot. Well, I'll put my moisturizer with sunscreen on if it's sunny outside. So sunscreen is important around the clock, every single day. We get sun and we get UV rays even on a cloudy day through the clouds. And we get it when it's snowing, and we get it when it's raining. We get it right through a window. So it's really important to do that, because sun protection trumps almost anything else that we can do with our skin. Maybe other than cleansing, because that's super important too, but it's really a vital part of the routine. And then I think people just overdo it. We're so confused about what to use, and we're not sure what to buy, and do I have to use a brush to scrub, and do I have to use a cloth, and how much do I exfoliate? And I think just kind of like cutting back and pulling back a little bit and keeping it really simple, keeping to like a 3 or 4 step routine is a great way to go. And we don't have to make it so complicated. It can be very easy and be really good for your skin.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
This was wonderful.
Thank you for having
If
me.
you guys have any other questions, please leave them in the comments, and we're going to do our best to answer them in an upcoming story on Skincare.com. And don't forget to head over to Skincare.com to enter our Cleanse Your Skin Week sweepstakes with Cerave. We're giving away a lot of great prizes on site.
I want it.
Yeah. So bye. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.